Hello. It's the Life Calling Coach, and I welcome you to my channel, and thank you for tuning in again for your wellness growth reading. And if this is your first time visiting with me and viewing my videos, I'm Coach Athena of the Life Calling Coach, and I am a spiritual life coach here to help you heal those things that have been buried for years. So let's get into it. Our growth reading is a major arcana. Oh, you can't see the bottom of it. There you go. It's a major arcana, the devil. The herb associated is Blackberry. Let's see that picture. When most people have the devil pulled in a spread, you know, traditional tarot shows a picture of what is depicted as a devil with the horns. And when most people see that, they just, oh my God, you know, think it's something really, really bad. But I've always talked about us maintaining balance and realizing that we both have that, what you want to say, light and dark side, the yin yang. In order for us to stay balanced as people, we have to entertain both and bring them in the middle, okay? But you can't sit up here and try to pretend I don't have that dark side. Yeah, sure you don't. Until somebody taps it, something taps it, then you realize it. So, like I said, the devil card is a major arcana, and it is meant to represent the shadow side of us, that taboo side. It is also associated in some ways with fear, and I'm going to get into that a little later. But first, let me give you a reading based on our card with the Blackberry. Okay. So what I want you to pull from this is anything that resonates with you, then it resonates with you. Everything that the Lord pulls from me may not resonate with you, it may not be for you, but you pull whatever it is that God says this is speaking to you. Okay, so let's get into it. So, let awareness awaken the power of choice. Let awareness awaken the power of choice. Break free of the desires that keep you trapped, of the desires that keep you bound. Sometimes we're not aware of the things that keep us bound up. When you're trying to move forward, it's like you feel like something is pulling you back every time you try to go forward, okay? But knowing what keeps you bound can set you free. The thing is that you can be stuck and not know what's making you stuck. And that's where you have to dig into that process of digging up those roots. What are you rooted in? Dig up those old roots so that you can figure out what's stagnating you, so you can get unbound and fly like an eagle. So there's a couple things that stood out. For me, my heart is my blind spot. My heart is my blind spot. My fears are my blind spots, and my lack of trust is my blind spot. Those are roots that I see and that God has allowed me to see, and I know that those roots have stagnated me at different points in my life. So now that I'm aware of them, now I know what to address. I can come up with a plan to come out of that, get unbound, and move forward, okay? You may be trapped by something you love. That's how your heart can be your blind spot. You may be trapped by something that you love. Because just let's talk about this. You know, when your heart is involved in a situation, you automatically have a blind spot because of that love. That love, you ever heard of people looking through things in rose-colored glasses? And when you're in love, oh my God, they look like shiny new toys. You know what I'm saying? That's the way the love makes you look. So you can have blind spots, okay? It feels good, yet you are depleted. It feels good, yet you are depleted. Why do I lay down and sleep for 8 hours and get up like I just lay down and didn't get any rest? Or you're loving so hard. What if you're one of those who are pouring everything you have into one person, and you're not getting half of that back? Or you're not even leaving resources for yourself. That's why when we were talking last week about being on extreme ends, even if it's a good extreme, can be depleting. We have to learn to balance our energies, okay? Do not become ensnared by the sweet fruit of pleasure, while ignoring your time or true needs. Do not become ensnared by the fruit of pleasure and ignore your true needs. Now, what does that mean? That means we can go chasing after something that looks good, tastes good. It doesn't have to be anything really bad in a sense or taboo. It could be food. What about some foods that you love and they may be pleasurable to eat, but it's not good for you? You know, so you're pouring energy into that, and it's not good for you. It's not anything good. It's not coming out of that. You know, so you can definitely be ensnared to the sweet desires of pleasures, and you need to bring that into balance. In the movie Sleeping Beauty, Bramble, the blackberry vines, creeps over the land, protecting the people while they slumber. Blackberry can be safe but destructive. Consider what desires you are indulging. Consider what desires you are indulging. Okay, are they really helping you, or are they hindering you? Let's say let's make it about a health thing, okay? If you are diabetic and you are desiring to eat your favorite sweets in abundance, okay? Is that going to help you or hinder you? Ensnare you or free you? That's the choice in any of these desires that you may be indulging, okay? Are they keeping you from seeing the light? I'm going to give you a couple of other examples. Food, sweets, idleness, TV. Think about it. Sex. Think empty sex is harmless? No, it's not. Be your own prince and cut them away. Be your own prince and cut them away. Wake up and choose transformation. Sometimes you have to let stuff lie dormant. Just ignore the urges. Say, no, I'm not doing this today. I can't tell you they're going to go away, especially if it's something you're trying to stop, you know, and you really like it. I can't tell you it's going to go away just like that. But you have to make a conscious choice every time you are presented with it. Wake up and choose transformation. You have to make a choice. Nobody's making you dive into those indulgences that are not serving you. Okay? Make a choice and transform. Butterflies transform. They come from being a caterpillar and they go into a cocoon. All of those things are lie dormant while they're in the cocoon. Anything that they may be wanting, desiring to, you know, it's dormant. And then they come out of the cocoon as a beautiful new creature, colorful, able to fly free. Wake up and choose transformation. Now, how do we craft with the Blackberry? Some, blackberries are a acquired taste because some blackberries are not sweet. So, but you can use blackberries to prepare them in a way that you can ingest them and get the fullness and power of the blackberries. Go foraging for wild blackberries. Go out and find some wild blackberry vines and delight in their sweet, delicious taste. But make sure you mind the thorns, okay? Remember that anything that's sweet can also prick you. Yes, it can. Too much of anything is not good for us, okay? Now, another thing you can do is you can make a crown out of blackberry vines, and you can put this crown on your altar to loosen yourself from the pursuit of adoration. Sometimes our desire is, I want to look pretty, or I want to look a certain way all the time, and then you're doing it to excess. You understand? Anything we do to excess takes us out of balance. Okay? Another thing you can do with blackberries, make a blackberry sugar scrub. You can use that in the shower. Have you ever had those sugar scrubs? It's good at helping to exfoliate your skin. And then it's also putting in the nutrients of that blackberry right in your system. So that's a good way to bring that blackberry into your existence as well, okay? So now let's go on to your life wisdom and your life lesson. Healing with the devil. Like I told you, getting the devil is not always a negative. It's not a negative card. It's sometimes just, look, I need to address this. Okay? So your life lesson, as I always tell you, is your imbalance, your dis-ease. Okay? Your life wisdom is your balanced or healing energy. Okay? So for the devil, the life lesson is fear, separation. Fear and separation. Told you the devil card was associated with fear. The life wisdom is connectedness. Being connected first to self and the ability to be connected to the universe. Okay, God, spirit, nature, connectedness. So your life lesson, these are some of the things that you can look for to see if these things are existing in your life. They may be indicators that these are things you may need to address and bring your energy into balance and healing, okay? Being chained or bound to fear. Understand something about fear. Joyce Meyer said, fear is false evidence appearing real. And we naturally have that fear built in us. I mean, it's natural for us to be afraid because in certain situations, fear will save our life. That fright or flight syndrome. But excessively being fearful can also keep you bound because you'll be so frozen from fear that you won't move on anything. And we should not be afraid of failure because failure is only stepping blocks to success. They should be. Because everything that you failed at, you should be able to go back and look at it and say, oh, what did I learn here? What didn't I do? What can I do different next time? Do you know how many businesses I've started? Yes, I have quite a few. So the Life Calling Coach is not my first company. I've had several companies. I started going into entrepreneurship back in, it's been about 2000. So we're talking 22 years. Wow. And I've had several companies in this span of time. So I learned something from each company. You know, I learned something that I applied in the next venture, but I never stopped. Okay? And that's how failure helps you build building blocks to success. Okay? If you have a failure to love yourself, that can also be something hindering you. Being chained to material goods. Oh, I like nice things. We all like nice things. But nice things are not a necessity to life. God promised you that He will not have to worry about where you live, eat, or how you're clothed. He will provide you the things that you need. Anything beyond that is a blessing. And we are all entitled to blessings, but not at the sacrifice of the things we need. Okay. Having an issue with power. You're either controlled or being controlled. Okay, we need to come in the middle. All of us have a level of power that we can exercise, but we have to know how to manage that power. Who gets what when? You don't have to ramp up for everything and everybody. That's when you learn about you, your situations, and which things you need to pull back from with that power. Separating off from your spiritual self. The inability to play. When's the last time you played? When's the last time you laughed? Just sit up there and just, maybe somebody tickled you or you tickled somebody else. You threw a pillow at somebody, y'all had a little pillow fight. When's the last time you played? Okay? Cutting yourself off from emotions. You won't want yourself to feel anything, which is unhealthy because we're emotional creatures. So we're going to feel some kind of emotion every day. And our thing is to learn how to manage those emotions and process them so that they don't manage us and control us, and we'll be able to move on. It's like not creating a bottleneck, like in the drain. If you don't clean that drain out, you're going to create a bottleneck. So you have to deal with the stuff that's going to come every day. Not let it pile up, okay? Or being the aggressor. Have you been overly aggressive? And then the other thing is repressed sexuality. No desire for sex. Even though you are living with the one who turns you on just by looking at them. And you look and you don't feel anything. I don't even want to touch them. Why is that? When you first got with this person, you couldn't keep your hands off of them. So these are some key things to look at that may be surfacing in your life that you can use to determine what do I need to look at and dig up these roots that are keeping me bound so I can go free. Okay? All right, so the life wisdom, your balance, your healing. These are some things that you can do, or you can look for if, see how they manifest in your life. Remove the blocks of fear and separateness. You have to deal with those things you're fearful of. Why are you fearful of them? Once we face certain things, we realize, oh, it wasn't that bad at all. Well, I was sat up here and I just didn't do this forever. Face it. Have a clear understanding of your own light and dark side, which leads you to having compassion for others, especially when you see somebody maybe overly working in their dark side, and sometimes they will do things, some people will do things to us when they're operating in their dark side that we don't want to forgive them for. We don't even want to talk to them anymore. But when you act out, you expect everybody to forgive you and call you and talk to you. So understanding that we all have a dark side will allow us to give compassion to some people when their dark side is taking over and they just don't have the control over it. Okay? That doesn't mean be a carpet and let them walk on you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that in that moment, in that hurt or in that anger, after you come out of that, look on the other side of that. If you really know that person very well, look on the other side of it and see what could be the cause of their dark side taking over. I'll share something with you that I just recently discovered about myself. I am not really a person who is verbally disrespectful or aggressive. I don't know how to explain it. Like where I'm going to be verbally argumentative with someone, especially my man. That's not my natural nature. But there are times when that has come out of me. You know, it's definitely in me. I can do that. I've done it before. Noticed in my current relationship that the times when it did come out, they were after triggers. Because of my history of abuse, raised in my childhood, witnessing domestic violence, and also being in a marriage or relationship that may have involved some level of domestic violence. When certain things happen in a disagreement between me and a man, there are certain actions that man can take that may trigger me. And it's because when I get to a point where I feel unsafe, and attacked, those are the two things that will make that dark side from me come out. Okay? Now, people who are close to me know that. So if they see it, they're like, okay, uh-oh. They may not like it, I'm not, but they forgive, they understand, and give me compassion, especially my children, if they see that side of me come out. But understanding that backstory, your roots, will help you understand why that part of you exists and help you to tame it. It will help you tame it, but you gotta look at it, okay? Another thing you can do is find yourself a spiritual life. Embark on a spiritual journey, because that's going to help you learn more about God, universe, and how everything affects you. You deserve that. It's part of self-love. You deserve to do that for yourself. Okay? And then accept your needs. Accept that, I need a little help in this area. Stop beating yourself up over it and let yourself play. Lighten up and play a little bit. Laugh. Okay? For those who may be struggling with the sexual repression, you have to learn to love yourself and others openly, honestly, unconditionally, accepting that light and dark. And when you get into that stage, then you can express your sexuality with joy, because there's no inhibitions. I'm not afraid of anything. This is who I am. It took me years to get there, but I got there. This is it. One of the things, since we're on the topic of this for the sexual thing, one of the things that I learned, the way I look at virginity and sex, it's like Pandora's box. Once it's open, you can't put the lid back on. So the thing for us to encourage, even to our young people, is to keep that lid on as long as you can until you get married, preferably, if that's not your choice, but till you find a life partner, somebody you just gonna be with. Because, like I said, once you open that box, there's no putting it back on. And for women, you don't want to be out there just bouncing from man to man, so you have to be more selective about who you open that box with. Okay. And then as far as establishing connectedness, I want you to feel connected to others and people and less to material things. If you are focusing all your energy on obtaining this and obtaining that, I need the next house, the next car, this is that, all your energy is going into that, and you're probably not even giving a lot of energy to the people involved in that, or the people in your life. So you've lost some connectedness with self and others. Okay? Oh, I have some life work for you. Your life work for this week related to our devil card, okay, and our healing in this energy. I want you to let go of inhibitions and express all of who you are. All of who you are. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you know that y'all need to go to the next level or whatever, and you're just like feeling it's time to just take the mask off. This is it. This is who I am. Take me or leave me. But if you accept me, you have to accept me as I am, flawed and all, with the light and the dark. Okay? But you have to do that for self first. So I want you to lighten up and play. Get out there and play. Go play kickball. Y'all remember kickball? Oh my goodness. Go to the basketball court. Run. Just get with some kids. Go to the playground and watch some kids play. That's not to put a smile on your face. But yes, just lighten up. Okay? I want you to do some healthful things that you enjoy. If you like walking, take a walk. A daily walk opens you up. Okay? I'm not telling you to go, I got to go get a gym membership. Do what brings you joy. Okay? Get enough sleep. And if you're really having trouble balancing your emotions and dealing with some of those dark emotions, seek the help of a counselor. You can go into a psychological counselor, a spiritual counselor. You can do both. You can go to your pastor. But seek some help from a professional who can give you some objective guidance. Evaluate your need for material things or material goods and your attitude toward money. We're living in a time where we really need to be holding on to our money. So that means that we should not be readily spending money on frivolous things. It should be just what we need. Okay, so that's where you need to really focus in on that and see if you're doing that. Exercise more. It's like I told you, if you're a walker, go walk. Because when you move your body, your blood pumping to you, it really brings out a lot of stuff in you. You would be surprised at how much you will release from exercising. Okay? When you're exercising, it will help you get out of your head. Okay, so if you're one of those people like me who goes through those toxic thoughts or those anxious thoughts, exercising helps you to get out of your head. I can clear my head in a walk. But if I sit in the house and sit in the chair, they're just rolling. Okay? But by being in touch with your body, you will improve your sex drive. So exercise more. Exercising can improve the sex drive. Okay? Also, the last thing which is important, I want you to evaluate your use of alcohol and drugs. You would be surprised, alcohol is a depressant, which means if you're depressed emotionally and you're drinking a lot, that's just going to make the depression worse. Okay? And then sometimes when you're under the influence, I do understand that anybody who is a spiritual person, spiritual guide, a spiritual counselor, anybody who works in spirituality understands that alcohol dulls your spiritual gift. I learned that a long time ago. So it makes you slower. So it's going to make you slower to pick up on things spiritually. Okay? So monitor that closely, especially if you're going to go on a spiritual healing journey. You shouldn't drink. You want everything to be open. You want to be able to feel everything as it is and not under the influence of anything else. Okay? And if they're interfering with your work and everyday life, go get help. Get somebody to help you. Because sometimes we can develop habits and we don't really understand or know they're a habit until we try to put it down. And then like, why can't I let this go? Okay. So, before we go on to our bridge, it's time for our bridge. It's time for our bridge. Okay, so our bridge today is the star. The star. Look at that big yellow star. That's the hope, inspiration. The card of hope and inspiration. Okay, this is how it's going to serve you. Do not give up in this season. Blessings are all around you. Blessings are all around you. Do not give up in this season. Focus on the light. Focus on the light. Focus on the light. Yes, just like Carol Ann in the Poltergeist. Focus on that light. That light is going to guide you to the goodness that you need, to that balanced energy that you need to fly free. The blessings will usher a calm period of serenity and satisfaction, okay? But you have to get out of your head and see, accept, and agree so that you can fly free, okay? Get out of your head so that you can see, accept, and agree so that you can fly free. That's your bridge for this week, okay? So let's go into our love card. Your love card, you always got to have a love card. Perseverance. Well, all the things that are on the table, you're talking about the devil, you're talking about those inhibitions, you're talking about that good and bad, that taboo side, and then hope and inspiration. With the hope and inspiration with you as your foundation, then you can move forward away from those things that are binding you and persevere. You see that? Perseverance. That's standing. Standing strong. Let's talk about this card. This image celebrates the undeniable spirit of the human being, creating possibilities from impossibilities. That's what the perseverance is. That's what this is. Creating possibilities from impossibilities. Just when you thought it's just not going to work. It's just never going to work. Just when you thought, I'm done. That's what God said, no, you're not. No, you're not. It calls us to stand in the power of, if you can think it, you can create it. I love that. If you think it, you can create it. So instead of sitting here in those anxious thoughts, think on some good things, purposeful things. Because if you think it, you can create it. And if you don't realize that you stand in that anxious, negative, dark thought pattern is what's manifesting that darkness in your life. So if you change your think pattern into the good and focus on the light, like Carol Ann, if you think it good, then you can create it. Okay? We are co-creators with the divine. Promise yourself today that you will bring out into the open a dream, goal, or idea that you have kept on the back burners. Yes, it's time to go dig up that stuff you thought was dead. Lord said, no, I gave it to you. It's happening now. God gave me my things over, 15 years ago. And now a lot of that stuff is just manifesting now. So if I had thought it was dead, I would miss it. And why have you put it on the back burner? Because of fear or lack of confidence. Fear is false evidence appearing real. I'm going to fail. You might. And when you do, you get back up. You learn from it and you do it again. And then the next time you do it, you're going to do it better. Dust it off. Hand it over to the Creator. Ask Source that you form a divine partnership with him or her in order to bring this dream, goal, or idea into being through the light. You're going to ask God to come into partnership with you. Say, Lord, I'm ready. Let's do this. But I need you to do it, Father. Let's bring this thing to life. Let's make it happen. You understand? But you have to walk in confidence. That's what we talked about last week. You cannot allow the fear to stop you. Allow the fear to be your fire. And instead of turning away from it, run to it. Special message for your love card this week. You are being inspired to break through. You are being inspired to break through your fear of success. Wow, some people have fear of success. Marianne Williamson has a poem about that. That our greatest fear is not that we will fail or that we will shrink, but that we will blow up. I'm not quoting her correctly, but this is my what I learned from that poem. Your fear that you're going to blow up, you're going to be successful. And you probably are. But whatever God brings you to, he'll bring you through. So just do it. Like Joyce Meyer said, do it afraid, do it shaking, but do it. Okay? See your success as a beautiful sphere with a hard shell around it. Turn it over to the Creator. Give it to God. It's his gift anyway. He gave it to you. So ask him to show you how to craft it, hone it, harness it, and use it for purpose and prosperity. Make a conscious choice that the shell be melted off and your dream is free to now flourish in the energy of divine love. This is your prayer. Make a conscious choice that that hard shell will be melted off and your dream is free to now flourish in the energy of divine love. Perseverance. So, our growth solution. You're not going to be, I don't know if you're going to be surprised that what the growth solution is. I wasn't. Because it's just because of where we are right now and the energies that we're in right now, is that there's so much going on that some people don't know which way to go. And when it's like that, it can be really scary, fearful. And this is where you need to know self, and you need to know, okay, the limits. How far do I go? When do I pull back? What do we need? Balance. Balance. Same energy we're in last week. Balance. We're still there. You have to bring your energies into balance in order for you to walk in purpose. I find a balance between each sphere of my life. Even though they may be separate, they touch each other. You've seen those balls that interlock? That's the way the spheres of your life are. They all have their own separateness, okay? But they overlap. Look at the picture. You can see one right there. That sphere overlapping. Okay? They overlap. But you gotta find balance in where they overlap so that one doesn't take over the other. I am the master of my daily life. No one else but you. Why are you allowing other people to dictate your time, energy, and space? I make time to nourish the spiritual and the physical. And know when you need it. I had to get out of here this morning. I went to the lake and I had to do a walk. And I know it when I need it. because I get overwhelmed when you can't see yourself. I couldn't see myself anymore. I have, not that this is, it's not a complaint, but it's just been, like I tell you, there's so much going on. And my daughter's been sick all week, so I've been taking care of her all week, trying to take care of the house, taking care of my man, taking care of myself. It's just that then at a certain point, you just like, oh, you can't see anymore. See, accept, and agree. And when I get to the point where everything starts muddling in together and it's not balanced, where you can see the different spheres and everything looks like one puddle, I need to go take a walk. I need to go to the water. I just need to clear everything. I need to let all of this go. And I need to get my eyes, my spiritual eyes, resharpened, refocused, so I can see. So I can come back into balance. Okay. Know when you need to download. That's a big part of your balance. Nourishing your spiritual and physical body. Okay. And lastly, the most important thing is I bring love to my world by fulfilling the needs of my body and soul. My mind, body, and soul. I put all three: mind, body, and soul. Okay. You have to feed all of it. All of you. Let go of the inhibitions and express all of who you are. And this is the Life Calling Coach. And I thank you again for tuning in for your Wellness Growth reading. And I encourage you to follow, like, and subscribe on my YouTube channel, The Life Calling Coach. I'm on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr, LinkedIn, The Life Calling Coach, at The Life Calling Coach. On Twitter, I'm just Calling Coach, calling_coach. And visit my website, because I always have good things on the website. I'm changing things as things happen. As you may have known, the Discover Your Life Path workshop has not been canceled. It has been postponed because I am building a new platform for you. I just recently learned that the platform where I have the course on is closing. Yes. So I have to rebuild everything and was not able to make the course available by yesterday. So it has been postponed, and it's postponed till September. So that gives you time to get yourself together, get your mind together, and get ready to discover your life path. Okay? So look on, and that means that you need to follow me, like and subscribe, go to my website, and you will get all the update information. I also will be starting my email list back up, so look for that on the website, and you will be notified of the upcoming events. We have Wildfire coming back. Wildfire 2022. Yes, we're going to do it again. So I want you to look for information on that as too. This one is going to be awesome. We have a lot of things that we want to help instill, help you release. This is going to be a day of self-love. So look for more information from me on Wildfire 2022. Okay? So as usual, I just thank you for tuning in. And as the Life Calling Coach, I always encourage you. I encourage you to live on purpose and not by accident.